Hello again. This is Brother West. This is Prophet West. I have a prophetic word, and I know it to be so. There's a shift. There's a change of atmosphere. There's a change of energy. There's a change of conversation. There's a change of mindset. There's a change of feeling. There's a changing of the heart. There's a turning of the heart. There are so many things that are happening that's happening right now to many of you that listen to me. And what is happening? God has broken soul ties. You need to know that there are so many soul ties that have been broken. You listen to me. God is breaking your soul tie. That's what I hear, and that's what I see. I see that there were bondage, there were ropes, there were things, there were chains that had many of you locked in. You were locked in these chains of witchcraft, and witchcraft can come as sound. Witchcraft can come like charm, charisma, the enemy, like a soothsayer, a potion and stuff like that. But also the definition of witchcraft and charm is whistling pipes, or it's a sound or something like that. And so music. And so many of you, by the music of the sound of the enemy, by the music of the sound of the devious one, the enemy, one that been speaking to you, the one that's been talking to you some kind of way, there's a certain sound. And in this sound that this enemy has been talking to you, it's been a soothing sound. And in this soothing sound, it's captivated you, and it had put you under a tranquilizer, wherein the things that you love, the things that God told you is going to be blessed from, this voice was trying to pull you away from that. And also the voice was trying to tell you that what was promised to you was not true. It's not true at all. You're wasting your time. Even you've been also told to even leave. You've been told, the enemy also told you to divorce. The enemy also told you to break up. When God has been telling you to come together. When God's been telling you to reunite. And what God is doing too, this is what God is doing. I hear so many voices that's been speaking to many of you. But what God is doing, He's silencing the voices. There's so many voices that's been speaking. And because all these voices have been speaking, it's been making you confused. It's been making you not really know what to do because of all the voices, because the emotions of the situation, but then hearing the words of the situation. And see, the enemy, what he did, the enemy sent someone to many of you who had a person who had influence in your life. Someone that you looked up to in some kind of way, someone that did something that connected with you. Matter of fact, someone who connected with you in your condition. Whatever your condition was, the enemy sent someone that connect with you. But in your connection, instead of trying to find an answer, you just perpetuated and kept on talking about the same old stuff. And so what happened? It built a soul tie between you and that situation, you and that person, you and those people. And the more you talk, the more you did think, the more the tie grow. And so then what happened was that the things that once looked like they were right, because you was in this soul tie, they look wrong. So in other words, there were some blinders that many of you were walking under. You're walking under blinders. You've been hit. You got bruises and stuff all over your body. It is because you were blinded. You were blinded by a spell. You were blinded by a sound. You were blinded. You were blinded by influence. You were blinded by a voice. You were blinded. You were blinded by a custom, by a tradition. You were blinded. See, but how? But glory be to God. God has lifted. God has peeled the scales away. God has pulled the scales away. And I can see hooks going into the mouths of all those gainsayers. The ones that have been talking about you. The ones that say you're going to do nothing. The ones that you're not going to be successful. The one that said you're going to die in your situation. The one that said you'll never be happy. The one that said you need to move forward. The one that said you need to move forward away from what God has told you, or what you think is God. That ain't God. That ain't God at all. And see these voices even been making you trying to question even your belief. Question even the life that you live is a lie. Matter of fact, there's been voices that have been trying to tell you to take your life because no one loves you. No one cares about you. Care about yourself. And this voice been telling you to just think about yourself. Don't think about nobody but yourself, and take everything you can. Take everything you can. Be selfish. be selfish, take everything. See, but that voice, God broke that voice. God broke that voice. You need to know, you need to know that God has silenced that voice. God has silenced those voices. God has silenced it. Matter of fact, there was a twin. Some of you, there was twin spirits that were coming to you from both sides. Talk to you in one way, talking to you that way, confusing you. Where had you tied? Had you tied? But God has untied the tie. He has untied the tie, and he's put hooks in the mouths of the accusers. See, because the enemy, he's the accuser of the brethren. But God is removing the accuser. See, because the accuser tried to hold up your blessing just like it did with who was it, Daniel, when he prayed for God to answer, but it took 21 days. But what happened was the enemy intercepted his blessing, but God sent back up to release his blessing. Hear what I'm saying? See, the enemy came to intercept your blessing through witchcraft, through distraction. But God, he sent help up. He sent back up. And in this backup, he sent, your blessing is loose. And that's why I say the curse, hear what I'm saying, has been broken. Broken. Bless him.